on TNT is presented by State Farm. Moments ago, Craig Sager with Laker head coach Mike Brown.
Well, Coach, the game started. You had a decided advantage on the front court with your height, but Bynum goes out in foul trouble, and they bring in Eddie Curry for the first time in over 2 years. How did that affect the game?
Well, it didn't. I thought, Miami's a great defensive team, but I thought we had some good looks right where the ball needed to be, and we came up short and we missed some shots that we normally make. So we just got to keep playing and play the game through.
Kobe started out very slow. I know he didn't take extra shots today because of his hand. You think that's the factor?
No, I thought he missed a couple of shots that he normally makes, and he'll be in rhythm.
All right, thanks a lot. Thank you, Mark.
All right, Craig, out of the second quarter, both clubs have made changes. Lakers just 6 for 22 from the field in that first quarter. Andrew Bynum playing with 2 fouls back on the floor. The foul missed by McRoberts. And back comes Miami. Mike Miller, who in his season debut the other night had an incredible performance, hitting 6 of 6 from downtown. He has checked in. Bosh with the bucket.
And already Curry has checked out. So that 2-minute stint there was just what Eric Spoelstra wanted. And just got his feet wet, made a nice play offensively. He's running on adrenaline right now. He's going to have to build his way towards a more prominent role for this club.
Former member of the Miami Heat, Jason Capono, is on for the Lakers. Strong move by Andrew Bynum.
And that's the Lakers' advantage. Again, in this game in particular against Miami's smaller front line, but with those 2 quick early fouls, Bynum wasn't able to make an impact on the game.
Bynum outstanding the other night against Dallas, particularly off the boards where he's averaging 16 rebounds a game. And fake by Bosh. Able to step around McRoberts and a foul. Bosh will head to the line, talking about the bad shooting by the Lakers in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's been a struggle all season. You look at some of the numbers, the points per game down 9 per game from a year ago. Points off turnovers, that's the big one. They just don't get anything easy. Look at fewer than 10 fast break points per game. So what that means for Mike Brown's club is they've got to execute in the half court. They can't turn the ball over. They've got to get good production from Bynum and Gasol. We've got to have Kobe going. But remember, this is a club that has run the triangle offense for basically the vast majority of the past 11 years under Phil Jackson. And to go from a system like that is so ingrained in their core players' minds, it's tough to all of a sudden change. And I think we're seeing a lot of that rust here early on as these players are trying to figure out what the new system is and how they're all going to fit in.
Mike Brown staying with the rookie Darius Morris at the point. Pass intended for Bynum. Miller picked up by Morris. Here's Miller on the drive. Miami will maintain possession. Mike Miller in his second game back after recovering from a sports hernia. Last year he sat out a good portion of the season, needing surgery on both thumbs, and then came back and had some big games, particularly in the playoff series against the Bulls.
He did, but overall he really struggled with his shot for most of the season. Those thumbs obviously a major factor, but Miller is a guy who's always been a good long-range shooter and seemingly a good fit around LeBron and Wade.
Mike Miller did not like taking that shot from World Peace, and there were some words exchanged. Cole got the step. Nice move by Morris. Chased down by Cole.
I would think this game would be a good matchup for Cole. The Lakers have struggled containing small, quick point guards all season long. Cole, you can see, is being extremely aggressive here.
Mike Miller diving for that ball, trying to knock it away from Artest, and Miller called for the foul. Dwayne Wade sitting it out for a second consecutive game with that badly sprained right ankle. Missed the game against the Spurs the other night. Had missed 3 games earlier. with a bruised left foot.
And I don't think Miami is the deepest of teams, but as Morris travels along the baseline, but the ability of LeBron James, and to a lesser degree Bosh, but the ability of those guys to just take over basketball games on their own allows Miami to offset various losses around the lineup. And the same goes true for Wade if LeBron goes down. The explosiveness of those players, they can just carry a team for games at a time.
I think they're deeper than they were a year ago because Miller is available now, and the rookie out of Cleveland State, Norris Cole, has played well. Bosh was off. It's kept alive, though. Haslam, another guy comes off the bench who was effective.
Battier has also added to some of that depth, and I think the other factor for Miami, Marv, is just the continuity from a year ago. Now that these guys have been together, particularly Bosh, Wade, and LeBron, there's more a sense of who they are, what they're trying to accomplish. And when you have that continuity, it allows for you to withstand injuries a lot easier.
Cole goes off glass. Bynum had to step aside. Did not want to pick up a third foul.
Well, think about the Lakers' 5 losses this year, all coming to teams with explosive point guards. Derrick Rose, Chris Paul, Ty Lawson, Raymond Felton of Portland, even Tyreek Evans for Sacramento. All those losses came with point guards who just sliced and diced with their penetration and really compromised that Laker defense. It's been a problem for years.
Morris not able to hit. But the Lakers coming into tonight have won 6 of their last 7. The record is 10-5. Cole with the setup for Haslam. Rebounded by Morris. And he's been very active. Had some shaky moments against the Mavericks the other night. 3-pointer attempted by Capono. The follow missed by Bynum and rebounded by Bosh.
Mike Brown furious that Scott Foster didn't call that foul as Bynum followed up.
Miller from downtown. So he has hit 7 in 2 games.
Unbelievable. 7 for 7 on the season. You got to feel happy for him after all that trouble last year with the injuries. Miller getting off to a quick start in his first 2 games of the year.
Mike Miller hearing it from the crowd as the Heat expands the lead to 11.
Where are the Lakers now from 3 tonight?
Back in Miami, and I must say within our daily staff meetings there have been some questions about recent Stevie Wonders, but I think you have a good one here tonight. Time for Steve Wonders, presented by Blackberry.
Well, Marvin, Lakers 2 for 8 from 3-point range tonight, and overall in the season 25%, dead last in the league. So I was wondering, what's the worst team 3-point field goal percentage in a single season in NBA history?
Relevant.
Look at that number, 10% for the Lakers in 1982-83. And what's really fascinating when you look at the numbers, they made 10 the entire season. They were 10 for 96. Get a different idea of how the game was played back then. It was an afterthought taking it through.
Well, don't you feel that as teams adjusted to the 3-point line, it brought a different type of guard and forward into the league as Bryant was off, Kobe checking back in.
If you look at a graph, and there was a guy who played on that team who didn't take many threes at all that season, if any, but later on in his career he made quite a few. But yeah, the philosophy changed, and I think one of the key figures in that, Marv, was Rick Pitino when he took over the Knicks in 88-89. They became the first team to shoot over 1,000 in a season, and as that went on, I think more and more teams kind of adopted that inside-out philosophy. Lakers are going to be called for a foul here. But imagine that, 10 3-pointers made the entire season. Miami made 16 alone the other night against San Antonio in one game.
The Rick Pitino style with that Knick club was take as many threes as possible and press.
It was like
which did work.
It did work. That team was really good.
The Lakers with just 1 field goal the last 6 minutes of play. Mike Miller now being guarded by Kobe Bryant. Hit that three a moment ago. Shot clock at 5. Here is Cole. Yes. Norris Cole, a good-looking rookie. Very impressive off the bench.
What I like about him, Marv, is what he did right there with the shot clock winding down. He's got the ability to use a pick, find his range, and get a shot up, and a good one. And that's something the Laker team really lacks.
Caporro had a foot on the line. That's a two-pointer.
Now, this league has become so much about spacing the floor and running pick and roll with these quick point guards. So many dominant point guards in the league, whether it's Paul or Nash or Westbrook, whoever you want to talk about. The ability to get shots late in the shot clock, just so important.
Strong drive by Haslam. Miami scored virtually every possession, and they have a 13-point lead. As the Lakers continue to struggle, they had an 0 for 8 stretch earlier. Mike Brown has gone into his bench here in the second quarter, and Troy Murphy with his first field goal.
Well, we watched the Lakers on Monday against Dallas, and they were terrific defensively. But remember, Dallas, another one of those teams that doesn't have that small, quick point guard like they did a year ago with J.J. Barea. And Barea was the guy who really broke open that entire playoff series when the Mavs swept the Lakers. That penetration really kills them.
Loose ball foul was called by Miller. That's his second foul. Timeout taken. A look across the bay at South Beach as we welcome you back to Miami, and aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Craig Sager working the sideline. It's a 37-26 Miami lead over Los Angeles. Derek Fisher has checked back in. LeBron James has returned. LeBron 2 for 5, 6 points. Kobe 1 for 7, just 4 points. Caporro and James chase it down, and it's, oh, look out. James landing in someone's lap and then helped him up.
Pretty big thrill right there, as long as you don't get run over completely. That's a big, strong, fast man coming right into your lap.
Well, I'm saying, come back to me. And I'm told that man who was being hugged by LeBron, Jeffrey Loyal, the owner of the Marlins. And here is Fisher coming up with air.
Yeah, that kind of information at your fingertips, don't you?
Got screened, actually. I had help. Here's James Jones for 3. Miami 6 for 9 from downtown.
And I think what we've seen here tonight, Marv, is the Lakers' lack of depth. When Bynum got the 2 early fouls, it put a lot of pressure on LA to score. They couldn't do it. And now Gasol finally gets one to go. But the Lakers just don't have enough ways to score. The three-point shooting is bad. They don't force turnovers. And so they get bogged down, and it can get ugly.